Welcome to this season No podcast. My name's Martin and they're inside captions to talk about disability news in the UK, to explore stories and give it your opinion. Though the news sites out there for disability news, disabled people news affects our lives, still underreported, and Japanese men thought we're underrepresented in the media. So in this podcast is a way of trying to address the balance.
Disabled people's organisations have feedback on Tories Academy Bennox. That's for proposals must minimum disabled people's support. In the Lexus on social security spending, the Conservatives have claimed the benefit cap allows some households to claim quote-unquote unlimited benefits if they include someone who receives certain disability benefits. But this has talked about ESA and the personal independence payment. Talk about it being a golden ticket, basically. And they've suggested it exempts households from benefit cap, which was introduced by their government, the coalition that they led in 2013. It's not, in reality, it's not just disabled claims that couldn't qualify exemption from the cap. The currently set to $14,750 for a single adult outside of Greater London. The press release also talked about reforming benefits by not allowing people's quote-unquote lower level mental health conditions to be able to access benefits and basically increasing the face-to-face assessments. Obviously she saw it before and she repeated claims about rewarding dependency and of claims who quote-unquote abuse the system. And so most rights spoke of ballooning welfare bill, again, things we've heard before. And the party beats its claim that if it won power, it would cut social security spending by $23 billion. So, yeah, because would include reinstating the two-child benefit cap and restricting social security to UK citizens. Oh, look, if I heard all this before, something new. I think I borrowed on something she'd said previously, and the truth is, problem is all the parties on the same side, really, in terms of welfare reform, and they're an easy target. We know we are, and ultimately, as things look, political landscape looks if maybe reform will be what they get into government next. And they've openly stated similar things, if not more drastic measures. The current government, we've seen the welfare reforms taking place, and as I've said many times before, it's the start. They're going to go further. So I don't really know. Obviously, it's incumbent on organisations to speak out and other people to speak out ultimately, and whilst it's still a grounds for support from the wider public. And by buying into the narrative, then these things will drive all politicians from all sides to basically go further down the path of welfare reform. Ultimately, I've said many times before, until you reform the entire system with it and start working in conjunction. Several departments all work in connection to find policy that kind of intersects and works and start, the world toll. It seems that world toll just kind of everyone jostles for budget increases in terms of whichever kind of department they're in. And realistically, you need a system that works throughout. It's built society and each society that connects the policies that connect all parts of society. So ultimately, employment policies got to join with the education policies, your community policy, etc. and so forth. It's all got to be harmonised. It's all be singing up the same iron sheet, have the same goals, but ultimately, it's so disjointed that, particularly in terms of employment and education, if you don't fix that broken link, then, you can do what you want with welfare. And ultimately, you've got to accept that there's some people that just won't be able to work. It's just reality. It's life. It's not anything that anyone chooses. And ultimately, you've got to find a way to make life meaningful for everybody, so that it's not just about life, it's about work, for the sake of work, it's about the quality of that work and the quality of life outside of paid work and having a meaningful existence. And ultimately, once you change all of that, and look at what quality of life actually looks like in the 21st century, and, we have all the scaremongering about AI and the landscape around work being taken away, and then universal credit. Even being in universal credit, ultimately, you still need to create quality of life for people that is beyond on work and working to exist and not working and struggling to survive, because ultimately you change that aspect of mindset and quality of life. That has impact on how, whether it's physical or mental, that has impact on how people feel about fellow human beings and what contribution they can make to society. And ultimately, you start to, I'm not saying it will bring more peace, but ultimately a lot of this division and as its root in academic survival. It's no coincidence every time there's an academic downturn, you get a huge upspreading social disruption in terms of negative feelings towards one group or another, and all this, racial tension, whether it's not just racial, it's groups, basically minority, against minorities or groups, but the have-nots, big teams, the have-nots. So ultimately, which, can argue whether that's who that benefits, but ultimately, if you really want to make social change, then you've got to, reshape what life in the 21st century is for many people, and, quality of life is, and think outside of just what we, for years, have put off as a social norm.